Today I'm going to go back in time and recreate an old school video game called Pacman in 3D with multiplayer. Somehow, if you don't know what Pacman is, it is a maze arcade game developed in 1980 and was popular at that time. I need a few things before I can actually make the game. I got the reference image of the map from online and started blocking out the base and the walls using Pro Builder. It didn't take me a lot of time because the map is much simple. I downloaded the whole set of model that I need for the game for free. I used this model as a reference to create my own models in Blender. I divided the sphere into two halves so that it is easy for me to animate Pacman later. So I imported the Pacman into Unity and started writing the code so that the Pacman can move around. Pacman has very simple controls. He has to turn either right or left or turn around depending on the input from the user. So probably should have taken less than 10 minutes for the movement.
Several days later.
But I was wrong. The movement is what took me a lot of time creating the game. I didn't want to create collision for a very simple game like this one, so I made movement based on nodes. Each intersection will have a node, and when the Pacman reaches a node, it makes the next move based on the player's input. I refer to a video made by the Weekly Coder to make this kind of node based movement. Link is in description if you want to check it out. With the basic movement ready, I started making a basic connection between the clients. In my previous video, I made Among Us in 3D, which was also a multiplayer game, so it was easy for me to make another multiplayer game. By the way, if you haven't watched my previous video, I'll leave a link in description. You should definitely check that out. In this game, it is much easier. I don't have to send the player movement each time. I just have to send the direction the player moves, and the player on the other client moves based on the given direction. So with all that made, now the players can see each other and their positions. The idea here is that the game logic will not be the same as in the real game because it is my own version of the game and I can make it however I want. So when a number of players joins, they are divided into groups as Pacman and Ghost. I also have a Ghost model imported into Unity. The Pacman has to survive the ghost for a specified time. When a ghost catches a Pacman, the Pacman will transform into a ghost. When they catch every Pacman, ghost wins, or the Pacman wins if the ghost were not able to catch them within the specified time. The movement speed will also increase as the game goes on. I set up a simple UI that shows the score, which is actually the number of players in each team, and also the time that the Pacman has to survive. Next, I added the portals, same as in the real game, which the player can use to come to the other side. But here both the Pacman and the ghost can use it to be simply far enough. And some kind of line appears when a player uses a portal. This is not really the thing that I wanted to make. It happened when I was trying to create a trial back of the Pacman. But it looks good. I also added a thing that the Pacman can take which frightens the ghost for a short time. If the Pacman hits a ghost when it is frightened, the ghost goes back to its starting position. Then to make the game even more attractive, I made some particle system on players and the environment too. And finally, I made all the UI necessary to make connection to the server with the player's name showing up when they join the server. So that's it, I guess. Now let's try out the game. The game is not ready for download yet. I need to make some modifications so any player can host the game. and I'll let you know when it is available for download, maybe in the next video. And also, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe. That would help me a lot, and I'll see you soon.